That's easier said than done sometimes.
Here are the sixes. Worst tally. Telling us that he thought the side that hit most sixes in the tournament would probably end up being the successful ones. And well, if Kandahar wanted to get anywhere in this tournament on that basis, they'll need to up that part of their game.
Well, it's true to form, isn't it? You've got Kandahar on the lowest sixes, and they're coming bottom of the table. The rest are pretty good, actually. 64 for Paktia, Kabul 66, Bulk 56. Well, that's up in the air. Has he got enough on it? Yes, he has. Again, just over the fielder, but just is good enough. Another Spagiza for Ashgar. Afghan.
He was in business for a second time. Now he clears his front leg, Asghar Afghan, and over extra cover for another Spagiza. Tremendous blow.
This is striking of the highest caliber from Asghar Afghan. He really is seeing it big. He's backing his ability, backing his ball striking, and it's coming off big time. He's been targeting the leg side, but on this occasion gives himself a bit of room, opens the shoulders, and smites it over extra cover. That's probably his best strike of the game so far. Always difficult to
dot ball to end the over, but still a good one for Kandahar. 12 from it, 46 for 1.
for the Kandahar Knights thus far. He's blitzed it to all corners of the ground. Now then, Wayne Parnell gets a second crack. First over. 1 for 6. Now a change of ends. And he's going to bowl his second over. And this will be the 5th over. So 2 overs remaining in the power play.
Should be a leg by. Indeed it is. So McCullum still to get off the mark. You mentioned the power play there, Alistair. The Knights' best score in the power play was in game 5. 53 for 2, batting second against the Balk Legends.
Yeah, they should be able to eclipse that, particularly given the start they've got and the surface that we have here tonight. It's another good one. The groundsman has done a terrific job. We heard AJ Mehra earlier just describe it as batting paradise. And, well, Asghar Afghan has taken the cue. That's pulled away on the leg side. Hasn't got all of it, but enough to get it away to the boundary for 4. Another fog boundary, and Asghar Afghan marches on his merry way.
Well, they're getting their length wrong here, the Kabul bowlers. Asghar Afghan, look, he's clearing his front leg. And that sort of length is meat and drink, really, when he's getting into the sort of positions that he is getting into. But in all fairness, Wayne Parnell tried to correct, looking for the Yorker, just got it fractionally wrong. And Asghar Afghan climbs into that as well. Saloreza Another fog boundary. He's on to 49 from just 20 balls.
Oh, he's backing himself in the positions he's getting into. He's just giving him a bit of room, setting himself, going back in the crease, nice and steady when the ball's delivered. And on that occasion, attempted Yorker from Wayne Parnell, able to dig it out and hit it straight of the captain, Rashid Khan, at mid-off.
Well, there's the fastest 50 in the tournament by Hazrat Zazai. 12 balls, and well, Asghar Afghan's going to end up on that table if he gets another single, which he does now. What a tremendous innings from the Kandahar Knights captain. His team rises to him, and this is leading from the front at the very best. Outstanding effort. Look at that, 50 from 56. Tremendous stuff. He's had the lion's share of the strike, but he's made the most of it.
And the other 6 extras. The batsman hasn't been able to score yet. Sterling got naught, and McCullum still on naught. And this bloke, Asghar Afghan, has got 50. Unbelievable stat, really. We've one ball away from completing the 5th over.
Was that off the thigh pad? I think there might have been a little bit of bat involved for McCullum. Yes, there was. He's off the mark. So the first run by another batsman apart from Asghar Afghan. 5 gone, 57 for 1.
डेमियन मार्टिन ने 208 वनडे मैचेस की 182 इनिंग्स में 40 0.8 की औसत से 5,346 रन बनाए, जिसमें 37 50s और
absolutely brilliant innings from him. Sterling could do much out without scoring. McCullum, a lot will depend on him. They bat deep, but this is just the kind of start they wanted. Musgin came for them. They really need to fire up front. Rashid Khan, the captain, now coming into the attack. 4 wickets for him so far in the APL.
Them earlier on have enjoyed the break. From India, thank you for watching the APL. I think that lady was one of our special fans earlier on, if I remember correctly. And but you know, Ajay, what a start by Asghar Afghan, the skipper. And one wonders why he didn't do that earlier. Of course, the simple reason is he had 2 international batsmen in Sterling and McCullum, and he trusted them to get off to a good start. Unfortunately, they never have been able to. And Sterling again today, well, would have been devastated. What a nice shot it was. Swung it away to deep square, and unfortunately just a yard or so short of the boundary. Got well caught. So that bad run for Sterling continues, but great move by Asghar Afghan to come and say, listen, let me do this. Let me show you how it's done.
Part a right call from Asghar. He's trying to sweep that one.
It's been 50-50. Sometimes, of course, he hasn't given much at all. Now that is...
It's this one, match number 16. They haven't really started out well, but this man has been absolutely brilliant with the bat. 51 unbeaten.
Asghar Afghan also missing out. I think he spotted it maybe a shade late, and of course there was a fair amount of bounce as well. So another clever delivery, we'll have to say, by Rashid. In a sense, tricking Asghar, but no toll taken by the batsman.
They need a good spell from him because runs really coming thick and fast up front. So they need a good spell from him. Luke Ronchi, of course, the wicket keeper, will have a job to do as well with the bat. Not timing it too well. Just pick up a single to end the power play. McCullum will retain strike as well. 6-2 for 1.
अफगान प्रीमियर लीग जहां पाकिस्तान समेत दुनिया भर के नामवर खिलाड़ी लड़ रहे हैं बालादस्ती की नई जंग। शाहिद अफरीदी
Unfortunately, feeling the ill effects of that one. I think it bounced in the shin or maybe the knee. We'll take a look at it again.
He's
Feel that for a while. Do they try and sneak the two? No. And McCullum, of course, is a very good runner between the wickets. Batted long enough to know each other's athleticism and therefore refused what could have been a quick two.
just backing away there. Brendan McCullum is trying to dodge the bowler as well. Just try something different. Hasn't really fired McCullum so far in the APL. Lot would be expected from him. That's good stuff. Bowling within the stumps, Shahzad.
Plenty of time. He can hit the ball a long way. So that's the field now, of course, in the 7th over. 5 fielders outside the circle. And they don't need to bother because this is another Shpagiza. Asghar Afghan cleared his left foot. It was fairly full. Last ball of the over. And a pretty good over by Shahzad comes to over his head. It's 71 for 1 after 7.
Pakistani
That's a good strike there from Brendan McCullum. Last ball, previous over. What a shot, stunning shot. He's been in great touch, terrific form. Asghar just backing away. Lovely elevation he gets onto that one. Going sailing over the ropes.
Just the previous shot that McCullum got a single off was perhaps one of the first shots I've seen him time well. And yet, of course, McCullum. Asghar once again thought of attacking it, but well bowled by Shahidullah. Went for 11 in his first over. I think Asghar Afghan has been almost alone. Completely mistiming it. No spin there, going straight through. He was lucky. He didn't play on. Almost a lone battler for his team, Kandahar Knights, and I would like him in my...
Odd. You know, it's been a struggle for him so far. Tentative.
Brave Pakistan represent
Ajay, batting-wise particularly, has been fantastic. What a show. And they've got some great bowlers as well. Rashid Khan has not been among the big wickets in the league, but we know he's a world-class bowler, and of course many others. Shirzad has taken 10-11.
Yeah, you're right, Char, because as it is, I think Afghanistan cricket has really taken a big leap. The way they are playing, the way they are progressing in international cricket, playing the first test match as well was India recently, did really well in the Asia Cup. And what this EPL will also do is add to the bench strength. They have some terrific spinners in the ranks, very good batsmen. We saw that performance from Hazratullah Zai getting those 6 sixes under his belt the other day. So really, they're oozing with talent.
And of course, some of the overseas players have done very well, some not, sadly, but of course, they all added to the worth of the league. Again, trying to bash it out of the park, but cover sweeper will only give a single, so Brendan McCullum still unable to find the big shots here, which is okay as long as Asghar Afghan's finding them. Otherwise, it would once again have been a tough start for Kandahar Knights, but Asghar Afghan making such a big difference at the top.
I think difference today, Charu, is they have wickets in hand. You know, normally when they are batted, chasing, or in the first innings, they have lost too many wickets. But today, it's a different scenario for them. They have nine wickets in the left. In the bank for them, a set batsman out there in the form of the captain, Asghar. Never easy those catches under lights, but Asghar Afghan, a terrific knock from him. The captain really played well for his half century. Out for 60 of just 31 is 76 for 2.
Pakistan का शिकार करने को 178 रन बनाए, जिसमें 26 50s और 17 सेंचुरीज बनाने।
Then, yeah, they could think of getting another 100. So 180 plus on this pitch, even though you say it's full of runs, Ajay, when you read it earlier, I think will be a very, very good total too. Attempt to defend. Remember, they went down to this team only by 2 runs the last time they played, while they were
Deliveries for him. Yeah, bowling onto the field. That's important.
You saw Wayne Parnell was the leading wicket taker there with 7. Bear in mind the leading wicket takers in the tournament, Isuru Udana of Paktia and Mujibur Rahman of Kandahar, both have 12 wickets apiece. So that again just illustrates that they haven't exactly set the heather alight in terms of bowling. Brendan McCullum.
Throughout the tournament, he's not scoring at more than run a ball. Quite an astounding statistic, really, when you consider the individual involved with his career record and in decent batting conditions such as these. Is that going to change? It's up in the air. I don't think he's got enough on it. No, he hasn't. His travails continue. Not able to accelerate when needed. Not able to find the boundary. And the Kandahar Knights seemingly slide into...
It just didn't get it as he would have wanted. Just going to have a check of the no ball here. Oh, just something behind the line. Only just, but that's good enough, I think, for Zahir Shahzad.
Yeah, no issues there. Something behind the line he can... Walking, no need to stop by the boundary side. Gone for 16. 90 for 3 now.
Najibullah Zadran in at number 5, and this is why he's here.
Yeah, no, get a move on. Brendan McCullum break the shackles, trying to find the boundary, and all he could do was hit it straight down Colin Ingram's throat, right off the toe of the bat.
Batsman crossed.
Hauling it back. I'm sure the third umpire will have a look at it, but I think it's a very good piece of fielding.
Yes, I'm sure Bismillah Jansinwari will take a check there. I think that ball actually ended up coming off the glove. Just watching Najibullah checking his glove as he ran the first. No problems there. Najibullah off the mark with those 2 runs down to third man. Good over from Rashid Khan. Just the 3 runs from it. 12 gone, 94 for 3. Phil Simmons in the foreground, the Afghanistan national coach. He's been an ever-present here during this Gulbahar Afghanistan Premier League, powered by FOG. And it's good that the Afghanistan Premier League is resonating not just here in the UAE and back in Afghanistan, but also in terms of what might be a past score.
Now that he's gone, I think that difficult to defend, and they're in a good position. 94 for 3. It's just the last 30 balls have been the problem. And the reason for that as well is 2 new men at the crease, Najibullah and Jamal. Been the problem. And the reason for that as well is 2 new men at the crease, Najibullah and Jamal. Faced 13 balls, the other 4 balls. They've just lost wickets at the wrong times, and the wrong people have holed out. What instruction he's giving? You just asked the question. I tell you what, I reckon that's been the discussion there, and he's probably sending out and saying, right, we've got to try and get to this figure.
It's an interesting one, isn't it, when you look at what's to come for Kandahar Knights. Karim Sadiq, who's been in no sort of form at all with the bat for them. Ricky Vessels, who produced 1 innings, oddly enough, against Kabul in his debut match. And Karim Janat, who, of course, was player of the match in the last match that Kandahar played. That was against Nangarhar. And he actually made a quick-fire 40 there. So there is some batting to come. There is... after the way he got out last time as well.
He's one of the great utility players, isn't he, Karim Sadiq? He's opened the bowling, opened the batting, kept wicket. He's done every possible job for his team. Oh, there we go. That's really well played. Should go all the way. Yeah, Spagiza. The fog maximum, much needed. He just shimmied inside the line, did Jamal, and helped it on its way. Really good. Piece of thinking cricket.
Your fine leg was up in the circle, but first 50, of course, courtesy of Asghar Afghan. Oh, dropped. Out on the deep point boundary.
Yeah, went hard, but it went straight at him. He had to come in a wee bit. And it's the man that's just come in. It's the man that's just come into the side. Yunus Khan Ahmadzai just didn't have the right technique. Seems though the fingers were pointing straight towards the wicket. They weren't. Fingers were pointing straight towards the wicket. They weren't pointing towards the ground. Let him down, and probably didn't need to make that slide as well. Anyhow, there's been a reprieve. How costly will that be? Make that slide as well. Anyhow, there's been a reprieve. How costly will that be? Yeah, nice comeback. End of 13, 103 for 3.
Out at deep point. Nasser Jamal threw the kitchen sink at it, but didn't. Very respectable figures for Shahidullah, considering he bowled the first over of the innings and also considering Asghar Afghan's onslaught.
For me, if I was a bowler, I'd want to bowl the first over of the innings. That's when batsmen are just getting set and, you know, getting the pace of the wicket. Where the pressure comes is bowling the second over when they're ready to tee off. Especially if there's been a really good first over. They feel under pressure to take a bit more risk. So when you talk about opening the bowling, I don't think it's the same as batting where whether you take the first ball or stand at the non-strike.